Hi, it's me John again, and today I'm going to go through my DVD collection, well, a small part of it, and today we're going to go through my Van Damme films, so I'll get started straight away. We'll go from earliest to most recent. In other words, we're going to go from good to bad. But we're going to start with one that isn't so great. His first ever film appearance, Monaco Forever, on a double DVD with the Bolo Yeung film Blood Fight, The Kings of Kung Fu. It's not really a film, it's about 45-48 minutes long. French film, French language. Van Damme pops up as a gay karate expert who he kind of flirts with the lead guy a bit and touches his leg in a car, and the guy has a fight with him. Van Damme pulls off his moves, the spinning kick. The guy runs off. It's quite a funny little cameo, and it's good to see Van Damme's first appearance. So that's Monaco Forever. Then we had his first proper role in No Retreat, No Surrender, playing Ivan the Russian, the villain of the piece, opposite Kurt McKinney's hero. He pops up at the start, breaks the hero's dad's arm, then the hero fights him at the end, defeats him obviously. They've actually got two versions in here. There's the DVD version, which is the full uncut version with extra scenes and that. But I've also got the VHS version, which I put onto DVD because I actually prefer the VHS version because it's a lot quicker, a lot snappier. They get rid of a lot of the unnecessary scenes. It's got a better soundtrack. It's got a better end theme tune. And the DVD version, the theme is Hold On To The Vision, which is good, but the theme tune for the VHS version was Stand On Your Own, which is better. So I've got two versions of No Retreat, No Surrender, the uncut version and the better cut version. Then we have Black Eagle, which is not very good. Van Damme again plays a bad guy. He has a couple of really good fights with the hero Sho Kosugi. Sho Kosugi's made some good films, and this is not one of his best. It kind of tends to drag. The director Eric Carson, he also directed Angel Town. So he's a good director, but this film just drags. But Van Damme's really good in it. Really good kicks, good fights. Should have won. At the end of the day, he gets killed, pulled under a outboard motor and a speedboat, which is a very poor way for him to die because he pretty much rocks this film. Special features, trailer, production notes, the making of Black Eagle. Nothing great. Then we've got, now we're talking, Bloodsport. One of, Van Damme's best film. I would say Van Damme's best film. Probably my all-time favourite martial arts film, Bloodsport. What can we say about Bloodsport? I've got, as you can see, it's my one and only film poster I've got up, so I'm obviously a fan. Excellent. Bloodsport. A rockin' sockin' martial arts saga, says the Los Angeles Times. Then we have another film which is excellent, and maybe I alternate between deciding which is better, Bloodsport or this one. Kickboxer, another excellent Van Damme film. Also, I've got two versions of this. The DVD version and the better VHS version, which has got extra scenes but also cuts out a lot of unnecessary scenes. And also the end fight in the VHS version is shorter, but it's better because, well, the end fight in the long end fight is a bit stupid. It's got a lot of unrealistic moves in it, and like Van Damme's getting punched in the face with gloves covered in glass, and his face would be a mess. He'd be dead practically. But that's not in the VHS version end fight. Also, the VHS version, Van Damme's brother isn't dubbed over by someone else. It's his actual voice, which is obviously better. So, Kickboxer. Then we have excellent film Cyborg. Another great Van Damme film. This is when Van Damme was in his prime. A brilliant film directed by Albert Pyun, who normally directs real stinkers, but this is one of the few good films he directed. Probably because apparently Albert Pyun gave his finished version to the distributors and they weren't happy with it. They said it was too dark, not enough action, so they got Van Damme to choreograph to re-edit it or something, and this is what came out, which is actually a really good film. But for those of you who want to see Albert Pyun's original vision, there's always this, the Albert Pyun's director's cut of Cyborg, which is different. It's a lot darker. It's got a few extra scenes in it. It's got a voiceover by Van Damme's character, which would have been nice if the voiceover was by Van Damme, but it's not. And it comes with another film called Bullet Face, which I've never watched. So that's Cyborg, the director's cut. To my #1 fan in the UK, Albert Pyun. No. Next we have AWOL, Absent Without Leave, also known as Lionheart, I believe, or Wrong Bet. That's AWOL, Absent Without Leave. Great film, featuring an early appearance by Billy Blanks. Death Warrant, another good film. Van Damme goes into undercover in prison to find out why the inmates are being killed, spiked in the back of the head, as he likes to say. Good end fight with Patrick Kilpatrick as the Sandman, iconic villain of martial arts films. Then we have Double Impact. Some special features in this one. A featurette on Double Impact and a featurette on Universal Soldier: The Return for some reason. Let's see, this is Van Damme's second collaboration with Bolo Young, who plays this guy here. Can't remember his name, but he originally fought him in Bloodsport. So you got two Van Damme for the price of one. Really good Van Damme film, probably Van Damme at his peak. Really makes the two brothers really different characters, and it's good acting by Van Damme. Then we have Universal Soldier, classic, Dolph Lundgren and Van Damme, in a seminal sci-fi film by Roland Emmerich. Lots of special features. We've got a commentary by the director and Dolph Lundgren and the writer, and I think Van Damme as well, I'm not sure about that. Got an alternate ending which is very weird. I won't give it away. There's a featurette, Guns, Jeans and Fighting Machines, the making of Universal Soldier. A featurette, Tale of Two Titans. It's a documentary about Van Damme and Dolph. And new interviews with Jean Claude and Dolph Lundgren. Excellent film, Universal Soldier. Then we have Nowhere to Run. A bit of a departure for Jean Claude. When the law can't protect the innocent, the only hero left is an outlaw. This is more of a love story, martial arts film, action film, but he does really well in it. I love this film. Underrated. It got a lot of flack when it came out, saying it wasn't a proper Van Damme film, but I think it's great. Rosanna Arquette does really well, and the kids are really good actors. Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother, he's really good. Excellent film, Nowhere to Run. And one of Van Damme's greatest films, John Woo's first American film, Hard Target. Hard Target hits the bullseye, big time, says on the back. Lance Henriksen makes a great villain. Yancy Butler, a good damsel in distress, but there's no romance really between her and Van Damme. It's just she hires Van Damme, he does the job. Van Damme is just amazing in this. John Woo directs him to the max. Just one of the greatest American action films of all time, I think, at least from the 90s. And yeah, that's Hard Target.